the long snapper of USC, joining us here on the show. How are you, Jake?
Good, Rich. How are you?
I just want to say that was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What was it like for you, Jake?
It was awesome. I mean, long time wait for it, and it just was a very special moment. I mean, it's even when I think about it today, it just it's like, wow, I contributed to a point. I contributed to a USC football game. I was out there on a snap, and that's just it's incredible for me to think about and say, and it just was a very special moment for all sports.
So, when did you first walk me through how you first got it hooked up with Pete Carroll and USC, Jake? How old were you?
I grew up a huge Trojan fan, and I mean, how could you not? And when you live in LA, in the 2000s, and so basically, when I was 12 in 2009, I had faced cancer obviously my whole life, and so I was my cancer had come back this last time, and the doctor said I was going to have to lose my remaining eye, that there was really no more treatment options, and so that story, through multiple avenues, somehow reached Coach Carroll at SC, and basically he invited me up for a practice, and I only thought it was going to be a practice. I didn't think it was going to be much, but I mean, even at 12-year-olds at practice, I mean, that was just the most awesome experience. But sure enough, he invited me to pre-practice meetings, and then obviously it went from there, from going to the team hotels and traveling, and locker rooms before, after games, on the field, just every part of being a member of the team that you can imagine. I experienced, and that was just an awesome experience. Again, just the situation I was facing, becoming blind, and to have Coach Carroll and the Trojans along with me and fighting through that just made all the difference in the world. So that's really how my USC connection started, and obviously officially joined the family, and then 8 years later, here I am snapping in the game.
Well, before we get to that, so you still have a relationship with Coach Carroll, right? Pete's had you to Super Bowls, plural, correct?
Yeah. No, he's just such a gracious guy. I mean, he didn't have to take me under his wing here at SC, and then obviously when he left to Seattle, he didn't have to bring me up there. But I've been to plenty games up there. Been again with the team, and went to the hotels, and close with a couple guys up there. And I've been to both Super Bowls. One was a lot better than the other.
Yeah, sure.
But no, he's just an awesome guy. He's been my mentor. We talk on the phone a lot. He's just the guy that we just get along. We have both similar mindsets of just dominating life and winning forever, and not letting things stop you. So I mean, it's really been an awesome relationship.
Dominating life, winning forever, Jake. I love that. You should make a T-shirt. Seriously, That's awesome. That's great. I mean, that's a great mantra. It's a great way to live life, Jake. And then, so how did you get hooked up with Clay Hilton? I mean, just because you were around the program, and obviously Clay's with the program, how did you get hooked up to be part of this team with the uniform and everything?
Well, so in high school, I didn't play my freshman and sophomore year. I went to Orange Lutheran, and we play in the Trinity League, so we get to face Mater Dei and Bosco and Servite every year. So I mean, there's some pretty tough competition, obviously, and I didn't think there really was a place for me out on the football field. And I didn't play my freshman sophomore year. Well, I kind of grew tired of sitting on the sideline and just watching. I really missed being out there. So I wanted to find a way back on the field, and I came across a long snapping position. And basically the whole summer going into my junior year, practiced every day to try to hone in the skill of long snapping. And sure enough, when we came in for fall camp my junior year, they lined up all the long snappers, and I was the best one. So I earned a starting spot in varsity and played for 2 years. And I always wanted to go to SC, so I made sure I had the grades. And once I was accepted, Pat Hayden at the time, along with Coach Shark, both said, Jake, since you're going to be here, why don't you play football? And that was just, like, oh my goodness, I love playing football. And I knew it was going to be around the program while I was at SC. I just never knew I was going to be actually part of it and as a player. So that really was something special, and ever since, just been working hard at practice, trying to earn some playing time.
Jake Olson, USC long snapper, after snapping an extra point in a game and a win, 49-31 over Western Michigan, joining me here on the show. All right, so walk me through this weekend. When did you first realize that this could actually happen, that you could get in this game against Western Michigan, Jake?
About Thursday, Coach Hilton came up to me and said, it's moving towards the likelihood that you're going to snap in this game. Just, mentally prepare yourself. I know you're ready. You've earned this. So just make sure you feel good and you mentally prepare yourself. And then Friday he confirmed it, like, yeah, we're going to get you in. Just stay ready. And so it definitely was a couple nervous nights. Just, again, I trusted in myself. I trusted my technique. I knew it was something that I've done thousands of times. It's just, I knew this moment was going to be bigger than sports, just because, I had a chance to really inspire thousands, and obviously just Trojan Nation and was waiting for this moment, and as was I, and it was kind of emotional as well. So, there's a little anxiety, but again, once I was running out there, I really just was focused on the snap. But afterwards, it was just really emotional, very, very excited. I've never been more happy. It was just something I had to say to myself, because it's like, oh my goodness, I just snapped as an SC Trojan in a game. Like, that's just for someone who's grown up as a fan and adored teams for 20 years of my life. It just, to be out there as one of them was just crazy.
Well, I've watched the moment over and over and over again, Jake, as has, by the way, I think you're underestimating the number of people you've inspired. It's not in the thousands. It's in the millions. It really is. And I've watched the moment over and over again, and I couldn't help but notice the umpire. Mike Stevens was the name of the umpire. Come up to you and say something to you, and I guess tap you on the shoulder. Can you walk me through what the umpire, the official out there, was doing with you, Jake?
Yeah, well, so the official, obviously, they'll stand over the ball and whistle, so that obviously, as a long snapper, it's pretty common for them to just stand there and then whistle it live and then back up. But he pretty much just, again, did as most officials did in high school, was just basically say, okay, you're good to grab the ball now, like, and then he kind of tapped me, like, let's get it, and then he just reminded the defense, like, stay off the snapper, and then backed up. So but my sister actually was walking kind of by the locker room after the game, and the officials were walking up the tunnel, and she overheard them saying, like, I couldn't help but crying when he snapped the ball. So it was cool just to even see the officials impacted just in the game there.
Yeah, and then the video that we've been showing to our audience, Jake, I guess is that your dad that was with you right afterwards, and your family right in the tunnel coming out of the locker room?
That's my dad, mom, and my sister.
What was that moment for you like?
I've never seen my dad more happy, honestly, but it was just awesome. I mentioned this in the ESPN interview afterwards, but it just, my parents went through a lot, as any parent who's had a baby with cancer knows. For 12 years they saw their baby boy battle cancer and obviously go blind, and that, as much pain and hurt I endured, they endured just the same amount, just, and maybe even worse, because it just, you see someone, obviously, as your child, someone you love that much, to go through that pain, you can't really do anything but be there for them. And so just to know that I was able to go out there and say, yeah, Mom and Dad, like, I did go through cancer, I went blind, but this isn't stopping me in life. Please don't worry about me. I can live a great life and thrive, and just make them proud and that happy, and hopefully take away some of that pain of watching their son hurt. So that was really what was going through my mind with them, is just making them proud and happy, and just, again, just making them know that their boy's gonna be okay despite everything that happened.
And I can't forget, Jake, the family member with four legs. Come on now. Quebec was there too.
Quebec was there. Quebec.
Come on now.
I'm waiting for him to break out of the locker room and run on a
field. Like Traveler? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, yeah. For all we know, he can just come run out of the locker room at any given time. He waits in there for me, and really, he has separation anxiety, so he wants to find me. So all it would take is a little jailbreak, and he'd be running out.
How long have you been with Quebec, and he with you?
Quebec's been my guide dog for over 6 years, and he's awesome. He's my right, or I guess he's on my left when he guides me. He's my left-hand man. But he's an awesome dog. He loves me, and is just he's awesome.
I guess I got to ask you, Jake, what's next? What do you got? What do you got planned? What do you want to do next?
Well, hopefully it's not a one-time experience. I want to keep working, and as Coach Hilton, as I told him, when I first met him, just when he became coach, was, just put me in when you feel I'm ready and I've earned it. And he obviously felt that I had. And so, the more snaps I get in practice and, the more game snaps, the more confidence, obviously we have as just a unit and he has in me. And so I just want to be able to play more games my last 2 seasons here and then just make the most of it. And obviously earning a great business degree from a great university and, see where life takes me. I want to continue to inspire others. And, I love sports, don't really want to leave the sports world. And so we'll see.
What about playing golf? I heard you talk about it with Dan Patrick earlier today. I heard you got a good stick. What about doing that professionally? Any plans, dreams on that front? Jake?
No, I love golf, and it's something that I really want to continue to work at. I want to definitely win a couple blind golf championships, and again, get to a point where I qualify for a couple PGA tournaments. I think that would be something very special if you saw me walking around a PGA tournament. Okay,
Swim with Mike. Let's talk about this before I let you go. It raises money. Over $19 million over the last 40 years, scholarships toward physically challenged athletes all over the country. What does this program mean to you, Jake?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a great organization. Obviously they've given me hope and a chance to come to a great university and hundreds and thousands of other kids as well that have gone through injuries that have either ended their athletic careers or hindered it in a way, and to give them just that hope to carry on and continue pursuing dreams despite whatever challenge they now face given their injury. And it's just an awesome organization. I encourage everyone to check it out and donate. It's again my story, and there's countless of other stories out there that'll amaze you, and just knowing these kids again are going to great universities and making lives out of situations that are very less than ideal.
Swimwithmike.org is how you can find out more and take part in it. And drop a name, Jake. Who'd you hear from over the last 48 hours?
I've heard from Coach Carroll. There's a couple of big tweets. Tony Dungy tweeted at me. Mike Trout tweeted at me. We got a lot of different shows. Obviously, been on. Rich Eisenhower tweeted at me.
Yeah, I'm good. It's all good, Jake. Look, let me tell you, what you did and what you've done is beyond inspirational and awesome. I got emotional watching it. I'm getting emotional now just talking to you about it. And congratulations, and I look forward to seeing even greater moments from you. I look forward to that.
Keep an eye out, all right?
I will do that. You got it, Jake.
Right on.
You got it. At Jake Olson, OLSON 61.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app, and I'll be sure to move Week 6 games to Saturday for that wedding you have to go to.